Deep in ancient caves, our ancestors entered trance states, altered forms of consciousness induced by rhythmic dancing, chanting, and perhaps even sacred plants. When they emerged, they painted what they had seen: beings with bird-like heads, radiant halos, and wings. One of the most striking figures found in the Lascaux caves is what researchers call the Birdman. To ancient astronaut theorists, this isn't just art, it's memory. The Birdman is strikingly similar to Thoth, the Egyptian god of wisdom and writing, often depicted with the head of an ibis. But the resemblance doesn't stop there. The Sumerians also carved images of their sky gods, the Anunnaki, with bird-like helmets and winged adornments. Could it really be a coincidence that shamans in altered states describe encounters with the same types of beings depicted by the earliest civilizations as divine? From the Amazon to the Arctic, indigenous people have described interactions with otherworldly beings during spiritual journeys. Remarkably, many of them describe similar figures: tall, glowing entities with elongated skulls or animalistic features, beings that teach, guide, and alter their consciousness. According to ancient astronaut theory, these were not hallucinations. They were visitations. The same advanced beings, travelers from the stars, appearing across cultures and across time. And these encounters weren't just spiritual, they were scientific. Roughly 40,000 years ago, something extraordinary happened. A dramatic shift in human behavior. Seemingly overnight, humans began producing cave art, crafting jewelry, burying their dead in ceremonial ways, and forming complex social groups. This great leap forward, as archaeologists call it, marked a new phase of intelligence. And yet, it remains unexplained by evolutionary science. Why, after hundreds of thousands of years of simple survival, did humans suddenly exhibit creativity, abstract thinking, and symbolism? Could this leap have been triggered by outside influence? Nineveh, northern Iraq. The year is 1849. British archaeologist Austen Henry Layard excavates what would become one of the most significant archaeological finds in history: the ruins of the Assyrian capital. Among the palaces of Sennacherib and Ashurbanipal lay a lost archive. Over 30,000 clay tablets etched with cuneiform, the written language of ancient Mesopotamia. Among these texts was a creation story, Enuma Elish, recorded on 7 tablets. It tells the tale of gods warring in the heavens and of a powerful deity, Marduk, who forms the first humans from the blood of a vanquished god, King, mixed with clay. To mainstream scholars, it's a myth, symbolic of human origins. But to ancient astronaut theorists, the details point toward something far more literal: genetic engineering. The Anunnaki, according to these tablets, were not spiritual deities but physical beings, flesh and blood visitors from a place called Nibiru. They came to Earth with a mission: to mine gold. But the labor proved too exhausting, even for them. And so, they created a worker: us. Through a process described in astonishing detail, the Anunnaki experimented with the DNA of early hominids. They blended their own genetic material with that of Earth's primitive beings, eventually succeeding in creating a new species, Homo sapiens. The result was a new creation. The Sumerians called him the model man. The Bible would later call him Adam. Yet the biblical account lacks the scientific nuance of the Sumerian original: details of blood, clay, and celestial engineering. The term Anunnaki translates to those who came from the heavens to earth, and the knowledge embedded in the tablets of Nineveh offers a snapshot of a civilization that seemingly emerged overnight, with advanced understanding of astronomy, mathematics, agriculture, and the human body. Were the Anunnaki visitors from another world? Did they guide our evolution, gift us language, and reshape our genetic code? Something transformed us. The leap from primitive tool users to builders of temples and writers of law did not happen by chance. And while many will say these are just stories, ancient astronaut theorists believe their history, written in stone, encoded in our myths, and buried in our DNA. The legacy of the Anunnaki may not lie in the heavens above, but within us. Could ancient sky gods have left behind more than just legends? Around the world, clues persist, traces that hint at direct contact with beings not of this earth. One such clue may lie hidden within the mysterious blue stones of Sierra Leone, known by locals as sky stones. According to the oral traditions of the Mende people, there was a time when their gods descended from the heavens in a great catastrophe. As they fell, the sky itself shattered, raining down fragments of blue stone. These stones, said to have fallen with the beings themselves, were revered as sacred pieces of the sky. The term Anunnaki translates to those who came from the heavens to earth, and the knowledge embedded in the tablets of Nineveh offers a snapshot of a civilization that seemingly emerged overnight, with advanced understanding of astronomy, mathematics, agriculture, and the human body. Were the Anunnaki visitors from another world? Did they guide our evolution, gift us language, and reshape our genetic code? Something transformed us. The leap from primitive tool users to builders of temples and writers of law did not happen by chance. And while many will say these are just stories, ancient astronaut theorists believe their history, written in stone, encoded in our myths, and buried in our DNA. The legacy of the Anunnaki may not lie in the heavens above, but within us. Narrator, scene opens with a glinting blue stone spinning in slow motion. Could ancient sky gods have left behind more than just legends? Around the world, clues persist, traces that hint at direct contact with beings not of this earth. One such clue may lie hidden within the mysterious blue stones of Sierra Leone, known by locals as sky stones. According to the oral traditions of the Mende people, there was a time when their gods descended from the heavens in a great catastrophe. As they fell, the sky itself shattered, raining down fragments of blue stone. These stones, said to have fallen with the beings themselves, were revered as sacred pieces of the sky. Narrator, images of blue stones fade into glowing artifacts under blacklight. At first glance, these sky stones seemed like nothing more than local minerals. But when scientists attempted to analyze them, they were stunned. The composition didn't match any known natural substance, lacking the typical crystalline structures of Earth-based minerals and containing high levels of unidentified compounds. The sky stones defied geological classification. Seattle, Washington, March 6, 2019. Ancient astronaut theorist David Hatcher Childress meets with collector Jared Collins, one of the few people in the world who possesses these enigmatic stones. Jared has been studying sky stones since 2013, intrigued by their unusual properties and the mystery of their origin. When you hold one of these, you're not just holding a rock. You're holding a piece of something ancient, possibly even extraterrestrial. Jared explains that the stones first came to public attention in 1991, discovered by a man named David Ledbetter during a trip through Sierra Leone. What he found were not just the blue stones, but strange humanoid statues buried nearby, figures with elongated heads, large eyes, and what some believe resemble spacesuits. Some of these statues have been dated to over 17,000 years old, far predating known civilizations in the region. And what's more, the blue sky stones were found embedded inside the statues, like artifacts sealed within relics. Was this deliberate? Were these stones some kind of energy source, a communication tool, or even fragments of a crashed spacecraft? Similar unexplained artifacts have surfaced in other parts of the world. In Mali, the Dogon tribe has long claimed that their ancestors were visited by beings from Sirius B, a star invisible to the naked eye, but described in incredible detail in Dogon cosmology, long before it was confirmed by astronomers in 1970. The Dogons say these beings, called the Namo, descended from the sky in a vessel that spun like a whirlwind. They were said to have created humanity, taught agriculture, and left behind a legacy of cosmic wisdom. Could the sky stones be part of that same legacy? Across the globe, we see recurring symbols and figures. The fish god Dogon, worshipped in Babylon, is curiously aquatic, much like the Dogon's Namo. The Japanese Dogu figurines, with their goggle-like eyes and strange, pressure suit-like bodies, and the ancient tales of dragons in China and Japan, serpent-like beings from the stars, all seem to reflect one thing: a memory of visitors not just from another land, but from another world. In one reported case, a polished chromium sphere was found embedded in a fossilized stem of a star-like pattern. Impossible by natural means. Could this have been a component, part of a craft or protective armor, designed to survive the heat of atmospheric re-entry? Like the ceramic tiles used on NASA's space shuttles, might these blue stones serve a similar purpose? If these stones are not of this earth, then their presence here, buried beside ancient statues, demands an answer. Were they remnants of a crashed spacecraft? Evidence of genetic harvesting, as some theorists suggest? Or tools left behind by travelers from Sirius B, who visited Earth in the distant past for a purpose still unknown? As new tests continue and samples make their way to more laboratories, one thing remains clear: the story of the sky stones is far from over. And if they truly are remnants of a shattered sky, then perhaps humanity's deepest connection to the stars lies not above us, but beneath our very feet. The secrets of our past may be locked in stone, but the key might not be human.